The sanding sleeve is used for refinishing hydraulic plungers. It will smooth rough joints, polish light scratches, and correct wavy or barber-pulled finishes. It is also effective for removing light rust, corrosion, and varnish. It produces a vertical grind pattern that is useful in allowing the passage of an oil film, which lubricates packing. For filling heavy scratches, scores, and misaligned joints, please ask about Texacone's Sure-Fill Repair Kit. The sanding sleeve comes complete, ready to bolt on. The kit comes with a bottle of cleaner and adhesive for the abrasive paper. It comes with 3 sheets of wet-dry abrasive paper in grades of 150, 320, and micro finish. If additional abrasive paper is needed, please contact Texacone. Note: it is always recommended to replace the packing set after use of the sanding sleeve. The sanding sleeve comes factory fitted with the micro finishing grit paper. It can be used right out of the box for very light plunger sanding. For heavier sanding, you will need to install the more aggressive grit papers that come in the paper kit. To install new refinishing paper, remove all old layers of abrasive paper that are on top of the original micro finishing paper. The micro finishing paper is permanently adhered to the foam backing and should never be removed. Always add on top of this layer. Clean micro finishing paper with supplied cleaning solvent. Dry with air or clean dry cloth. Select one of the 3 paper grades which best suits plunger repair requirements. 150 grit should be used for heavy sanding action for bad joints and severe scratches. It is also used for correcting wavy grinding patterns. 320 grit corrects light scratches and is secondary polishing step for 150 grit. Microfinish should be used as a final polish step to create the correct surface roughness for optimal performance and longevity. Coat paper and original microfinishing layer with supplied cement. Let dry until cement is no longer wet but still has tack. Apply selected paper to the inside of the sleeve on prepared surface. Apply paper smoothly, leaving no wrinkles or bubbles. Trim paper to the outline of the sleeve. Sanding sleeve is now ready to install. Note: when repapering a sleeve for continued use, it is best for any new abrasive paper to be directly applied on the factory-installed micro-finishing paper. Do not remove the micro-finishing layer that is adhered to the foam. Be sure to clean and remove any grit from felt wiper when repapering a sanding sleeve. If additional abrasive paper is needed, please contact Texacone. Note: pressure should be removed from system before loosening any head bolts. Lock the 2 halves of the sanding sleeve together around piston with the felt wiper pointing toward the head. Position clamp assemblies on top of sleeve. Equally space the hold-down brackets. Wrap the supplied hose clamps around the sleeve and upper hold-down brackets. Be sure clamps are fully seated in their machined grooves. Tighten clamps until both halves of the sanding sleeve are mated together. It is not imperative, however, that the 2 halves meet completely and is due to variations in plunger diameters. The lower slotted brackets can be secured to the cylinder head by 2 methods. For heads with bolts, remove bolts or nuts and install brackets as shown. Then, tighten bolts. For heads without bolts, obtain a length of chain that will wrap around the cylinder below head. Remove lower slotted brackets and connect each loose chain segment to the chain wrapped below head. Sleeve should be run until desired results are achieved. The sleeve can be left on for continuous operation along the entire plunger to correct the damage and produce a uniform finish. Be sure that the full length of plunger is being polished. Depending on the extent of the damage to the plunger, abrasive paper may need to be changed a few times when it is no longer effective. Once plunger refinishing is complete, remove sleeve and clean dirt and excess oil. It can then be stored for future use. Again, for best results, always change the packing set after use of the sanding sleeve.